For those of us who like to write genre fiction, the cozy mysteries, the thrillers, the science fiction horror, the fantasy, our books have the funny habit of turning into series. Trilogies and longer series seem to dominate the market regardless of genre. From a craft perspective, how do you set up a successful series from the start with characters that continue to be interesting 5 books in and plots that are sustainable across hundreds of thousands of words? At what point in your career does it make sense to pitch a series? What are readers hoping to get out of series work, and how long will they wait between installments? Series writers share tips and tricks gained from going through the process at ShyCon 8, otherwise known as WorldCon 80. Shannon McGuire, Wesley Chu, and Mikkel A. Jacob, moderated by Mary Robinette Cowell, did their best to answer these questions and more. Welcome back to Writing Tips from the Pros and Writerly Musings from yours truly. Today, I'm back with sustainable series strategies. Let's start with the basics. First, what is a series? A book series typically has a couple common features. First, the book continues past a duology of 2 books and usually beyond a trilogy of 3 books. Secondly, it tells more than one story, but has connecting and usually progressing elements that build upon each other. So, should you write a series on purpose? Some authors always intended their story to be spread across multiple volumes. Others are pressured into it by the fans and the sales and the opportunity to revisit their world and their characters. The standard advice says write a standalone with series potential. You sell each book as a singular unit. The story within it should be relatively self contained, but have seeds of future plots sprinkled in it. A few factors to consider when writing a series. First, are you stretching out a story to fill the space or expanding the story to show your readers more? Are your fans and or the sales team asking for more books? Each book in a series typically gets fewer readers, even as new books bring in new readers. Remember that readers often fatigue about book 5. And when writing this series, are you fatigued as an author? You can approach this if you're fatigued in a few ways. You could approach each book as if it were the last in the series. You can switch protagonists to keep the story fresh. Shannon McGuire vowed she's going 1 book longer than Dresden Files if she has to hit him with a bus. The bus seems unlikely, but she's switching protagonists and keeping going it with encrypted. And you can try writing a palette cleansing, unrelated story in between each book in the series. So let's talk about the characters. How do you deal with character fears, anxieties, and trauma? Writers put their characters through a lot. How do you keep it fresh? Well, you keep torturing them, but you torture them in different ways. One of the things you really should do is have your character process their trauma. You want to show some of the stages of denial, resistance, explore, accept, and act. Now, remember, just like the cycle of grief, characters and people don't always go through the process in order. Plus, achieving one goal often doesn't fix the problem because the goalposts keep moving. A writerly example many of us might be familiar with: imposter syndrome. I'm not a real writer because I've never finished a story. And after they do, I'm not a real writer because I've never submitted a story. And after they do, I've never been published. My sales aren't that great. I've never been nominated for an award. And after they get nominated, I'm not a real writer because I've never won an award. You see the slippery slope of goalposts? So, that said, let's back away from your character's trauma and let's talk about tips for creating this series. Tip one, know your world. Organize your notes or create a series Bible. It's easy to misspell a side character's name or forget their hair color. Remember that subsequent books are rarely ever shorter, often much longer. And book one sets up the expectations for both the world and the main characters. Avoid establishing rules you might want to break later. For example, Seanan McGuire's October Day series only had Fae of European origin, so 16 books in, she's stuck. Also, 13 years ago, queer characters couldn't be the main characters, so her queer characters are secondary characters. And final tip for creating these series, remember that a strong character can keep the readers coming back for more. Now, once you've started this series, how do you prevent a soggy middle? For many writers, even if they don't know when, they often know how their series will end. So, how do they keep the middle of the series interesting? Inject new conflict, work to make each novel stand alone, and the old standby of continually raising the stakes. When should you end a series? There are a couple schools of thoughts. You can end it as planned. Some series are fully plotted out before the author even gets started. Or you can end it when the book sales are steadily dropping off for future books more than is sustainable. So, if you have a series in mind, you might want to consider going indie. There are tons of reasons a person might want to go indie, from creative control to being a niche market to simply being sick of rejections. Romance and cozy mysteries top the indie series success genre lists, and many indie authors have found series success by following tips. Um, First, picking one genre for the series. Secondly, changing the length, often shorter than traditional published books, and speedy releases, off sometimes 1 month in between, sometimes three, but typically more than one a year is very common for mm, series success with indies. So, final thoughts, if you're going to write a series, be sure to keep your promises. Never let the books get shorter. Make sure your voice is consistent and keep the story true to the characters. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again next week with more writing tips and writerly musings. Do you have any favorite series that have been well sustained? Let me know in the comments below. Are there any that you think have dropped the ball? Let me know. As always, see you again next week. Bye bye.